Bonjour, ni hao. These are a few ways to say hello in another language. Did you know that if you only speak one language that you're a minority in the world? Imagine that 3.5 billion people in the world can speak more than one language. That's because half of the world's population is either bilingual or multilingual. It is also an advantage to know multiple languages for health reasons, such as mental flexibility, multitasking, and better cognitive skills. It is also an advantage for elders as it prevents early memory loss. Today, I would love to share the importance of keeping my native tongue and passing it on to my 7-year-old to help him shape his future career. Being multilingual allows us to remain connected to the world, whether it's from being able to speak to our elders to getting big discounts abroad when we travel. Knowing multiple languages allows someone to grow and develop in a world where cultures are blended every minute. Let's begin to cover the importance of being bilingual by covering on the health benefits. And next, I'm going to share my personal experience of being bilingual. And lastly, I'm going to share how important it is for kids to learn new language at such an early age. Speaking another language has its health benefits. Not only can we communicate with additional culture and demographics, it also affects our brain, which is the gateway to information, how we process our thoughts, and how we communicate with others. When bilinguals are using the languages, one of the languages they speak, their other language is also working. This is due to the signals when one specific word is being used. Part of the brain is sending out signals to identify which language they belong to and its translation. According to an article published in 2012, the cognitive benefits of being bilingual, Marian and Shook defined this term as language coactivation. So, for example, in my language, if I am holding an object such as a bread, I'm looking at it thinking it's tinapay, but when I'm conversing with someone who's speaking in English, my mind is already translating it to bread. Even though my mind is aware that I'm speaking in English, part of my brain is still conversing or translating it in Filipino. As Jared Diamond's article, The Benefits of Multilingualism, published in 2010, he stated that being bilingual offers some protection against the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease in old people. It is nice and convincing factor to know that learning a new language may help to keep our minds stay sharp. So now it is truly vital to cover the health benefits, and I'm going to share my personal experience as a bilingual. Speaking of processing words simultaneously from one language to another, this has been one of my personal struggles with English being my second language. As written by Lynn McBride in her book published in 2013, How to Learn a New Language with a Used Brain, she stated that even when you are speaking reasonably well, you may find that you can perfectly understand one person and another not at all. This is especially when I'm speaking with patients who are native English speakers. Their accents and slangs are usually the ones that I cannot keep up with right away. I find myself pausing, thinking of what I have to say from Filipino to English. And to make matters worse, I was not aware that I need to take a communications class such as public speaking in order to fulfill my requirements for dental hygiene. I figured I can work my way around with just speaking to patients and not having to face a class and to have a prepared speech and be able to be aware of my correct pronunciation and my right accent. So that was my summary on my personal experience, and now I'm going to share my goal on my son to become a bilingual here in the US. As an immigrant from the Philippines and wanting to preserve the Filipino culture, I wanted my son to become by to be able to speak the language. According to an article published by Barbara Pearson in 2008, she stated that most people who become bilingual considers bilingualism as a gift. He came here when he was 3 years old with speaking only the language that he's aware of. And since he's in grade school now, his language has shifted from Filipino to English primarily. Okay, and then as stated by Patricia Parman on her social science journal in 2013, she stated that there is no evidence that bilingual education hinders the process of an immigrant child learning English. Actually, it has an advantage in enhancing better cognitive thinking skill for kids. In fact, being bilingual also can increase your value in in a tough job market wherein international companies prefers employees who can communicate with the language with the countries on the countries that they do business with. It provides additional comfort and lasting impression to connect to be able to build a better connection. And studies suggest that being bilingual gives you an advantage to potentially earn more compared to a person who isn't bilingual. So, with this opportunity to speak to all of you, we have covered the health benefits of being bilingual, my personal experience, and my goal for my son to become bilingual as well. We always hear the term that we learn something new every day. I hope the information that I have shared with all of you becomes a window or a sign that it's time to share. It's time to challenge our brain and store new data of a new language.